Hi and welcome to another gaming video. In today's video I want to talk about the Nintendo DSi XL. As you know, I'm a big fan of DS range. I've got a couple of DS Lites, an original 3DS and a new 2DS XL, and I did a previous video on whether or not you should buy a Nintendo DSi. Given my collection of DS's, and if anyone else is in my position where they've already upgraded to a 3DS, then the DSi really just seems a bit pointless. I don't think it really gave that much of an advantage over the DS Lite. There weren't many DSi exclusive games. There was a few that were enhanced because of the cameras on the DSi. Adding cameras to a console was a great idea. You had a bit of built-in storage and an SD slot, but really you couldn't really do much more on a DSi than you could over a DS Lite. But when they brought out DSi XL, it was the first time a Nintendo console had been stretched. So the XL, that was a great selling point. Larger screens, great for gaming, but the DS range was more than a sort of gaming. They had ebooks and cooking guides and things like brain training, etc. Made it more than just a console, and bigger screens were great. I remember seeing adverts of DSi's and DS Lites turned on their side and used as kind of like a little flip book thing for reading and instructions. So the large screens, that made a big difference. So if I was to go down the DSi route, it would be a DSi XL, and it's something I've been thinking about the last sort of few days. I have no need for one, but it would be nice to add it into my collection. On the subject of homebrew, custom firmware is something I like to do. I've got custom firmware on my 3DS, my son's 3DS, and my new 2DS XL. With the DS Lite, because there was no built-in software, your only option really was to use a flash card, which I've got and use. But for the DSi, you can run custom firmware on it. I've watched multiple videos on other people saying how it's easy to do and it offers a lot more benefits, and I don't think it does. You could quite easily just use a flash card and get rid of the whole custom firmware on a DSi. Does it add that much more? Not from what I can see. It allows you to run things directly from SD card and from the system, but if you've got a flash card with a big enough micro SD in it, then it would house all of your backup ROMs, and you can run some emulators from the flash card. I mean, I use Laneboy on my DS Lite on an R4 flash card, so I don't think that custom firmware on a DSi really offers that much. I mean, I may be missing something, so if anyone wants to shout and say, actually you could do this, this and this on it, let me know, but I don't think they offer that much more than you would get from a flash card. So that might be my next purchase, just to add in an XL version of a pre-3DS kind of console. If I was going to go down the DSi route, it would be an XL, because I think the extra screens are really what pushed sales of the DSi. Other than that, it's a slightly enhanced version of the DS Lite. Let me know what you think. Have you got a DSi? Do you think it's great? Or did you go and buy a DSi XL for the larger screens? Nobody really bought them for the cameras. Bit of a gimmick, same as they are on the 3DS or even the new range of 3DS, 2DS's. The cameras aren't great, they're just there for shooting pictures or in-game thing. So let me know what you think. A link, like, subscribe, enjoy.